example of this was like SBF when he was first in the scene. He would take sets off JJ because they were testing partners, and he would take like a set off some of the other top 10 guys. But then he had some rough placings at monthlies to start it out, and he was always like, back when we had 25 people on the PR, he would always be a little bit lower than maybe he should have been skill wise. So those are the events that mean a lot. So it's like you say though, it's a really good stepping stone.
Yeah.
So we're gonna get underway here with this loser semis match, and it may not be the longest of matches. Mario Yoshi, high amount of aggression. There's not a lot of like walling or running away because you really can't as these two characters. They have to kind of attack each other.
Yeah, like these are two characters where they have, I mean, normally against some other characters, they have the tools to keep them out. As Seth intercepts Dan way up there with an up air and takes that first stock. Yeah, normally these two characters, Mario's more of an aggressive kind of rushdown type of character. Yoshi is one where he can kind of play lame and play to spacing, but these two, they do well when they're in close quarters. So it's not like you're going to see like one playing on a defensive role and the other trying to like get his offense started. No, it's like they have to go at each other. There's no way that they can't avoid situations like that.
Laying up the egg for when he mashes out of egg lay to kind of be forced to hit by. Try to follow it up into an aerial. Seth just continues to innovate. Yeah,
no, like Seth, that's honestly the strongest aspect of his play is that every single egg he tosses out, it's with a purpose. Like there's not a single time where he, like, especially when he gets that command grab, like he is so good at setting up as soon as people pop out of the egg.
Roll out.
Roll out.
Roll out. Roll out sighting.
Roll out. Like, Seth is honestly one of the only Yoshis that I see anywhere like do that move.
There it is, the
and
jab
there it is
one
again.
Into the down B.
He's been doing that combo all night, and it has been paying dividends. It's got such, like, that thing has so much good damage on it.
Yeah, and I think that's a confirm, like an auto confirm, because jab one is so fast, and like the knockback into like what frame the down B is at. I gotta ask him later if there's a way they can get out of it if he hits the jab one. Oh, jab and a forward smash. Yep. There was no jump from the Mario.
Yeah, not caught with a jump. That jab forward smash usually is the ticket to end the match because there's not a whole lot that some characters can do to get out of that. They can try maybe waiting a bit and seeing if they can land fast enough to shield, but it's also really, really spacing dependent.
All right, so Dan gonna go to Lilat for game 2. Seth with the 1-0 lead. Lilat's kind of a weird stage. I actually don't love playing against Yoshi on this stage because the eggs go low enough to get under the platforms and go across.
Yeah, but I feel like this stage also can kind of counteract Yoshi a little bit because the one thing that Seth is really good at in his gameplay is approaching with auto-cancel aerials and the fade backs on his forward air. Now, because of the stage tilting, the auto-canceling window is going to be a little bit messed up, so some of the timings can be messed up on a few of those passes, which can give Dan an opportunity to get in and get some damage done.
My big question would be, can Yoshi's up smash hit the platforms if they're on it? I'm pretty sure they can.
Yeah, I think it just barely reaches, but I can see it hitting. I mean, if Mario's up smash hits the platform, I can imagine that Yoshi's up smash also hits the platform.
All right.
Like in my head, I feel like they're the same height in terms of hitbox.
Seth teching the forward air from Mario as he hits the ground and was able to prevent even more damage from happening. But Dan with a large lead, forward smashes Seth's neutral forward smash attempt.
That was a big whiff punish.
Seth taking a minute to think about all this. Like, what does he want to do? How does he want to approach? Makes you wonder what some of the players who play these bizarre characters are thinking about mid-set. Like, how do they think when they play?
Fade back forward air into a nair, getting some pretty good damage and almost getting stage control, but Dan fighting back. Forward smash just as a get off of me.
Yeah, Dan has been excellent with the forward smash, not just a whoa!
Whoa!
Oh my lord!
That was sick.
That was calculated.
Time for the fade back.
I may hate Fox McCloud, but I love this music.
And now Dan's starting to get his perfect shield game up. Like, that's the one thing that can stuff those fade back fairs Oh,
Seth
no.
looking to put it away.
He's hungry for it.
He was reading the jump.
Yeah, he wanted the jump so bad.
Dan Wisely staying low. It takes a lot of restraint to not auto jump when you see the opponent coming right at you. Just do like a rising air or something.
Yeah.
Playing against Yoshi is different from playing against any other character.
Kind of staying at a safe distance. Down throw, forward air. That's going to spike and send him up, but it's not going to set up Dan for anything that could possibly kill.
I wonder if the jab and Valkyrie works at higher percents. A little bit of a stare down there.
That's the respect showing. That's them showing. It's like, all right, I don't want to hit you. You don't want to hit me. So where do we go from here?
Oh, I like that idea. Try to hit him with the last hit of down air, but Dan quick with that run-up down smash. Seth not expecting a move to come out that fast, and that is going to kill. Give Dan game 2. These guys will be going to game 3, even out at 1 apiece. Going FD, no use of platforms for Mario to get any extra chains off of.
I feel like in terms of this matchup, I feel like this is a pretty good stage for Yoshi, but at the same time, Mario can get his damage in, but as long as Seth kind of plays to the ranges that he's used to be playing at, and also if he has really good egg play, then it's really hard for Mario to kind of get in, at least from air to air. If he stays grounded, I feel like Mario has a couple more options to get in. That, or, you know, that's one thing that I have not really seen Dan do, is that anytime that the egg comes out, one thing Mario can do is just walk back cape. Like, if you see the egg coming, no big deal, space yourself out, cape, removes the projectile completely.
He's got to see it coming first, but yeah, absolutely. This is looking tougher and tougher, though, for Seth. It's looking like Dan's starting to figure it out.
Did you see the walk back that he did to get the proper spacing for that? That was insane.
Yeah, he did. He had spaced it virtually perfectly, too.
Man, Seth, that's tiptoeing. Both these players showing some extreme caution, both at range and up close. Back throw putting Dan in a pretty good position, giving him center stage. The roll roll going unpunished by ledge. That could have been it for that first stock.
Although Seth does have a lot of rage here, so Dan with a couple of kill options. He did have the walk-up down smash last game, and that back air definitely going to be one of them. He needed that too,
yeah,
because Yoshi with rage is terrifying. Magic percent from Mario. That looks real weird. Yeah, Super Armor will do that.
Yeah, Seth's been using Yoshi's Super Armor for a lot of different things. Like, he's actually been using it a lot for landing on top of people, because, like, especially, like, seeing him facing Big Mac and company earlier, like, he's been landing directly on top of people to absorb anything as an anti-air. Back air, just keeps jabbing on the shield until something connects.
Oh, charges up the up smash for a second.
Had a little bit of gusto on there, wanted it to connect, but not going to get it to go.
Well, if he was going to hit it, if you're going to go for it, you might as well go for the actual kill, because I don't think that just a regular up smash would have killed with no rage. FD is a big stage. Like, people don't realize, I think, sometimes, because FD, as of late, like, a lot of players just won't play on the stage almost at any point in time, you know? You'll see a lot of matches just like on Town, on Smashville, the occasional Battlefield. FD is becoming one of the least picked stages, but it's huge. Jab into forward smash.
There we go, jab forward smash.
That's been working out quite well for Seth in this set, but Dan, regardless, has a little bit of a lead here.
And once again, using that armor just as kind of a ways to get back down onto the stage. Like, if Seth kind of keeps using that sort of action to, and not only is it like armor, it's armor off of like a jump cancel. So he's getting a little bit of extra like movement options there. Oh man.
Seth making a little mini comeback here in this pivotal game 3. Dan's had a couple of ways to go for the kill.
I like the neutral air out of egg. That's a very, very smart option. And basically I think that's Mario's like best option, because as soon as Yoshi tries to like do anything on that, Mario can just like say, well, my air is fast enough to, if you try anything, it's not going to work.
These guys both very low or very high percentages. Not a lot of room to give for either player.
Oh, the down tilt, but trying to follow up with the up smash, not going to work quite yet. I'd imagine that another one of those tricks right there, and that will seal out this game for Seth. But he's also very high. There's one, it's just one hit.
Yeah, probably one good hit for either one of these guys is going to do it. Yoshi kills that early. That's the one thing that Yoshi really does have.
That's probably it.
Not quite yet. Yoshi's real heavy.
Oh, wow.
I shouldn't even know that, but I'm roommates with Sturm, so you know.
What are you talking about? Sturm doesn't play Yoshi.
Not anymore. He's cloud bad now. Actually, he's been playing Mario lately.
That's definitely not going to kill all the way at the other side of the stage.
Yoshi up to 181.
This is scary.
Dan just having a hard time putting this away with a large lead.
Well, the crawl match. That's honestly, that's honestly the silliest and yet at the same time the most intimidating thing.
Oh, super menacing. But like, Seth's got to stop playing games like that here. Back throw, still not quite. Next one will.
He's managing to at least keep a pretty like dominating presence every time that he's doing. Like he's like kind of forcing Dan's hand.
Short hop up air, and that will take it at 206%.
That's a lot.
I feel like Seth that whole game was trying to set up for like a down B, but Dan very rarely drops shield when he gets close to people in neutral, and he's very good at power shielding as well. So that's just super risky to pull off. There's never really a comfortable situation to go for anything like that. So Dan with the 2-1 lead going back to FD. And I guess I can see why. He lives forever on this stage. All right, Seth looking a couple frames off the mark per move. And just spacing them just a little bit off.
Yeah, like as the set's gone on, it's just like it feels like his execution has kind of slowly but surely fallen off the wayside. Because he's not really converting as much as he has been earlier on in the set. He's been dropping more things, and he hasn't been converting off of his setups as much as he would like.
Yeah, Seth's been a little bit off, and Dan's been reading everything that Seth has tried to set up pretty quickly.
And Dan playing You Can't Land. Although Seth gets back down, almost gets that forward air, but Dan with a good DI. And one thing that Seth has been doing really good is that for the entirety of this tournament is his fade back forward airs has been really good in terms of pressure. Dan, it's not really working on him because every time that he's trying to fade back with it, he always starts it a little bit too forward.
Oh, and Seth screwing around with the rollout there, getting up smashed. It worked the last time. Yeah, it worked the last couple times, but not that time. And you're right, you're absolutely right about the fade back pressure not working on Dan. I will say this about Dan, especially considering the fact that he plays Mario as opposed to, like, you know, Ned plays Cloud, Tyroy plays Bayo, JJ plays Diddy. Like, the guys who have been at the Perpetual just a little bit above him for the last, you know, couple of PRs. He plays a character that has a little bit more obvious faults, but his spacing is just impeccable almost all the time.
Yeah.
And that's really why he's able to carry some of his runs so far. He just knows where to put Mario.
Now that flutter kick is so dangerous on shield. Like every time all the hits connect, you just see that shield just dwindle away.
Yeah, Seth possibly on his final stock, looking to kind of even up the set as well as he can. But Dan has just been putting on extra credit. Although that fair into up air, that is going to connect and convert.
Yep, that's the Seth special. Like if he's in percent, he very rarely misses that.
That's the first time I've seen him hit that in the last couple of sets we've seen him on stream either. He hasn't really needed it. He's been working on other different, more interesting setups.
Well, that and also it's just like he's never really had the positioning to do so, and he's also has not been landing forward airs as much because Dan's doing such a good job of kind of circumventing that pressure.
Did that up smash only do 5%? I must have seen that wrong.
All that grab getting punished.
If only for the one grab down throw.
Oh, he tried the tricks there.
Dan was way ahead in this game. This now is just real scary. He's fishing now. And Seth with an actual lead for the first time in 2 games.
Now Seth, he's playing patient. He's utilizing his movement now. He only wants to move when he knows it's going to be safe.
And there it is.
And there we go.
Seth
We're going to a game 5.
Seth with a very strong comeback there. And I like the back air into like just put out scary hitbox areas for the egg-laid Mario, but man, Yoshi just does damage in a hurry. And I swear I saw Mario up smash only do 5%. It was like 5% into grab, down throw only did 5%. So it was like 2 straight punishes did a total of 10% damage.
Yeah, that's like, it's crazy.
That's not great. So we're going to go to Lilat for this game 5. Winner will advance to losers finals to play against Unrivaled's own Big Mac. Loser will go home in 4th place. And Seth out to a maniacal start. He has really put the pedal to the metal since the last game's final stock.
Yeah.
He was playing a lot more passively, and now suddenly he's just going at Dan, saying, you know what, you're not going to get to play footsie because I'm going to force you to react to every single thing that I do immediately. It's
honestly, that's the aggression that Seth has been kind of missing in his play. Like, he's now acknowledging that the passive style is really working, so he's deciding, you know what, time for the 1-player game. You don't get to play, I get to play. This is not a 2-player game anymore. This is a 1-player game, and I'm playing. Oh, try for the jab forward smash, but falling through the platform.
Wow.
Again with the jab forward smash attempt, but Dan just doing the simple thing, waiting and landing, seeing if he can shield in time. Yeah, because it's only until a certain amount of percent where jab forward smash, there's that tiny frame window where you can block it.
Read the rollback. That jab sequence was crazy where he went jab forward smash and just missed it.
Ooh, but still alive.
Yoshi is a big boy.
Yeah, like Yoshi's one of those characters that's like surprisingly heavy.
Yeah, that's one of the ways that his kit works too. He is incredibly heavy for the character that is. Actually, both these characters, to be honest with you, are surprisingly heavy.
There. Oh my God, Seth.
These jabs.
Loose!
Oh, almost got him. Almost put the game away right there, but gets caught on the edge. Not going to die to back throw. I think Yoshi's surprisingly heavy, but on Lilat, that surprises me.
Oh, got caught reaching in the egg. Has the setup afterwards, but the tech saving Dan. Nice shield on the up smash.
Dan has been on the back foot almost this whole game. He needs a momentum changer because Seth just keeps racking up the percentage and out getting dangerously high.
Oh, Seth's movement off stage has been absolutely insane.
Seth's movement across the board, just like, because the character is such a strange like double jump floater, and you can kind of like just throw out aerials and, you know, drift away and you can fade a lot. Like, oh, all right, the up air is going to kill, but Mario 99%. A lot of the double jump characters, like Yoshi doesn't really double jump cancel, so to speak. He just kind of like, he lofts. Like Ness can kind of do that, Mewtwo can kind of do that, but of them, Yoshi kind of does that the best in terms of speed. And for what Mario lacks in speed, Seth is really forcing him to just kind of, you know, keep running back, and he's been putting on damage as he goes. Okay.
Air dodge out of the egg, that's really smart.
Yeah, Seth was obviously setting up for something, but he did get a couple of hits off of that egg lay, putting Mario up to 130%. So any up smash will kill Mario at this point in time. A forward air off stage would kill.
Oh,
He was too far away. Great DI from Dan off of that spike. Part of it was the ship tilting, I think.
Trying to fall up air, jab to up smash, not connecting. That's huge. Dan still has a little bit of life left.
Dan's actually got a lot of life left because now
that down B, that could have been such a big punish.
Seth just doesn't have the confirms at these percents on Mario.
Air dodge! Oh, that stage saving him.
Yeah, they were right in the middle of the stage, but the spike always looks hype, so now these guys are dead even. Game 5, what's going to happen?
Oh, he rolled right back into that grab. That's big.
All right, grabs the stage. He's fainting like something bad was going to happen, but he's all good. Mario with max rage, but also meaning he's at 153.
All of a sudden, we have a very, very tense situation.
Yeah, Dan with a little bit of momentum. He's got center stage. Seth is kind of fading back.
All that momentum that Seth has had now, it is completely gone. He has had to pump the brakes because now Dan has just taken control.
This is the passiveness
back
that's been
from his hand.
This is that passiveness that's been punishing him so much lately, though. Dan took those early games because Seth just stayed on his back foot. Whoa. Can you imagine if that killed?
That would
Flood double jump? That would have been Smash 4 was canceled.
Yes. I mean, Smash 4 has been canceled for a while, but like that would have been like, oh.
Oh, there it is, the down smash.
No!
Gets the footsie.
Perfect shield into the down smash.
Wow, what a set. What a great clutch out there from Dan. Down a full stock in that game 5, able to swing the momentum all the way back into his favor. Seth looked unstoppable the first stock, and Dan just
forced it. That last game. Wow.